This is 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
For the fourth day in a row, we have a weather impact alert. We have high heat and humidity, putting our heat indices in the triple digits. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Kelly Jackson.
And I'm Mike Bush. Heat and humidity, it's going to last through tomorrow with more storm chances. So let's check in with meteorologist Jim Castillo. Jim.
Yes, and right now, guys, it's hotter to the south. You know, the metro had a little bit of a break today, 91 the high so far, because an outflow boundary from storms to the north moved through, and that cooled us down a little bit, then knocked that dew point down into the 60s briefly. But now that dew point up there at 74, so that humidity, it's really steamy. 91 at Lambert still feels like 100, and that's one of the cooler areas. But heat alerts continue. We have heat advisories around Litchfield and also Farmington down to Rolla, and excessive heat warnings all the way through the metro into tomorrow. And those hotter temperatures are in pink. So the feels like temperature right now, Chesterfield 101, Farmington 104, Perryville, Missouri at 109, and Mount Vernon coming in at 107. There have been a couple of showers around. They're just really spotty. Greene County, Macoupin County, and also Montgomery County. Nothing strong or severe, and a couple spotty showers down around the Belleville area in St. Clair County. There is a risk of severe weather. We'll talk about this coming up in Maine Weather.
And tonight we're getting a look at police body camera and security video from the Central Visual and Performing Arts School shooting. Police released an edited timeline today after parents and community members demanded transparency. So that's why we're choosing to air parts of the video tonight.
We want to warn you, the video is hard to watch. So here's what you will and will not see. In the video we will show you in about a minute, you will see the gunman make his way through the school and police arriving, but you won't see anyone being hurt. Teacher Jean Kuchka and 15-year-old student Alexandria Bell were killed in October of 2022. Several other students were also injured in the attack. The gunman, Orlando Harris, was shot and killed by St. Louis police. Team coverage tonight. Justina Cornell hears from mental health experts.
First, though, let's start with Megan Kernan. She has more on the new videos just released today. Megan.
Mike and Kelly, we're going to show you the security video, which does not have audio because so many have asked for answers about what happened. According to today's timeline, it was just 14 minutes from the first 911 call until police located the gunman. But again, we want to warn you, what you're about to see is difficult to watch. At 9:02 a.m., Orlando Harris pulls up onto the sidewalk on the side of the school. At 9:08, Harris shoots multiple rounds into the gym and moves to the second floor. A minute later, the first 911 call is made. You can see an unarmed security guard running up the stairs as Harris approaches. At 9:11, St. Louis police are dispatched to the school.
There's an active shooter inside the gym, a black male, all black clothing. Shots fired in progress.
It's 9:17, and Harris fires shots into a room on the third floor. Right around 9:20, nearly a dozen officers arrive on the third floor. About 3 minutes later, the suspect is found, and a shell casing can be seen coming from one of the officers' guns. Then at 9:26, the text on the screen says suspect in custody. We know that the gunman, a former student, was shot and killed by St. Louis police. Major Janice Bachstruck says the school security guards are true heroes.
When confronted by an armed suspect, these unarmed security officers relocated for their safety. What you do not see in the video is that they never left the building. They remained inside. They tracked the movements of the armed suspect. They radioed this information in, all the while alerting students and staff of the intruder's presence. They are really heroes, and they save lives.
Responding officers, students, and family members of the victims and suspect were given the chance to watch the videos before they were released. Tonight at 6, we'll show you a portion of the body camera video showing officers arriving at CVPA.
Following the video release, the union representing St. Louis Public School employees is calling on city and state leaders to honor Jean Kuchka and Alexandria Bell. The American Federation of Teachers wants a city and state proclamation, memorial, and scholarship fund for educators in Kuchka's name.
Jean was a wonderful person and stood there in defense of her students. It was an awful day. I have very, very close friends that still work in those buildings. Yes, it's an issue. On the other hand, if we don't learn from these and just shuffle it away. That's why we're in favor of having some kind of permanent memorial. And it's not up for us to decide what that is. We'd like city leaders, St. Louis Public Schools, to get together, and state leaders to recognize it and maybe make it something meaningful.
The union has also been working with the district to improve safety. These videos can bring so many emotions and feelings.
Yeah, our Justina Cornell spoke to 2 mental health specialists focusing on strategies to cope. Justina?
Mike and Kelly, the experts say while we can all watch the same videos, everyone will react differently. Some may not feel that emotional, others may feel their anxiety heighten, and some may feel numb. Now, the biggest question before watching these videos is to ask why. Asking yourself, what is the purpose? Whatever the reason being, Dr. Bart Andrews with Behavioral Health Response says, if you decide to watch, to plan ahead with an active coping strategy. Now, that's going to include talking to someone or doing something physical. If you're watching the video midway, and if you want to stop, Dr. Leslie Davis recommends breathing in and out before resuming. Now, both say looking at these disturbing videos can be secondary trauma.
If you're already struggling emotionally, if you're already in a hyper-aroused, anxious state, if life right now is really difficult for you, this may not be the time to watch this video, or you may need to have people with you when you watch that video so you have that support.
If it becomes too much and it's overwhelming, it's okay to decide that it's not the right thing for you to do.
Now, Dr. Andrews said there could also be a delayed reaction. So while you might not see immediate emotions, you could see them days or even weeks later.
And right now, lines are open for anyone who needs mental health support. Project 5 is teaming up with Behavioral Health Response. Trained counselors are available to talk through 10:30 tonight. You can call 988 or text B, the letter B, HEARD, to 31658.
Our extreme heat continues, and tonight we dig into new data on how it's costing workers money.
Breaking barriers in track and field, the moment that inspired Harrison Dillard to become an Olympian.
And here's a look at the Olympic events coming up in prime time. Starting at 7, you can watch men's gymnastics, and in swimming, the women's 100-meter free final and Katie Ledecky in the 1,500-meter free final. Then stick around for 5 on your side at 10.